we have Jourden Sander. Jourden is a student at the Vermont College of Fine Arts working towards her MFA and is the editor-in-chief of feminist lit zine Feminine Inquiry. She's been published by The Femme, 521, The Rumpus, Ghost City Press, Maudlin House, the Austin International Poetry Festival, and others. She wears a different lipstick every day of the week and finds you suspicious. Her favorite ice cream flavor is sweet cream from Amy's. Jourden.
Hello, everybody. I personally think we are all literary sorcerers pulling in magic tonight because I really enjoyed the open mic. I really enjoyed being here with all of you guys. Thank you so much to Kelsey. I already lost her. Sorry. Thank you so much to Kelsey for allowing me to be a part of this. That was a large part of you, and of course Chandra. And I'm looking forward to reading, hearing Sunny reading, all that good stuff. So this is a short story from a collection of linked stories I'm currently working on. It is set in a world where there's a gentle and silent alien invasion coming in. And this is at the very beginning. So this story is called Some Cosmic Combination of Us Both. I wonder what I'll say when I meet the aliens. I will first apologize for looking like a real bum. I imagine they might call me a phony of a human. Phony! We've studied human culture, and humans aren't nearly as ugly or as unkempt as you. Alas, they would be right. I am ugly, and I am a phony in many forms. I always suspected I was ugly, but it wasn't until I met my husband 5 years ago that I knew. I was a bartender at Club Girl Palace. Yes, Club Girl Palace. A place Charles frequented. One night, we were turning the same corner when I bumped into him, causing him to look up alarmed. When we met eyes, he said, "Wow!" Years later, after the wedding, but before the problems, we were drinking, and in that moment, we were drinking, and Charles told us what he fully was thinking in that moment. "Wow, what an ugly broad!" And then we'd all laugh and be merry because he'd follow with, "Who knew I'd marry her?" And he and his friends, with their beers in their hands and their wide laughing mouths, would all smile, and me tucked into Charles's shoulder with a tight, thin smile, and we would continue the night as if nothing happened. I'd like to meet the aliens. Among them, unattractiveness would be unfamiliar. It would look a different way, one they had yet to prescribe to me. I take a sip of my Route 66 Coca-Cola. When lifting it up, I notice some mold in the cup holder. In the mold rests a penny. Balancing the steering wheel with my knee, I put the cola in my left hand and pick up the penny with my right. I wipe the mold off the coin. It's tails. Maybe that's a sign that the aliens will have two tails. Two heads would have been more exciting. No one really knows what the aliens will look like, or even if there are aliens in these UFOs at all. Chasers began chasing and tracking the UFOs soon after they first appeared about 6 months ago, but they discovered very little. I suppose I am a chaser now, but I too have discovered very little, yet I continue to chase the small silver circle in the sky. I put 2 hands on the steering wheel to stabilize myself while I lean forward to check on the UFO. It hovers in the sky far enough away to seem mysterious, but close enough to seem real. It shines and seems to move slowly, a curious fixation in the wallpaper of the sky. When it first started, rumors of UFO sightings were reported on television, but people paid no attention. After all, humans have been seeing what they don't actually see for a long time. But a few months later, everyone was seeing the UFOs. Little kids and their grandmas, businessmen and janitors, evangelical priests and Satanists. The world began making a claim on the UFOs. Ungodly fake object, unicorn fantasy operation. The movement even inspired band names. Undercover Flavor Outcast, great band. And then the chasing started. Some chasers want to find aliens, believe that we aren't alone in this universe. Others want to fight them, protect the Earth from astronomical warfare. And maybe I am seeking a fight and peace all at once. Maybe I am seeking escape. Maybe I am seeking adventure. I think of the day I left to become a chaser. Oh, sorry. That's a bad part. I'll skip it. In my rearview mirror, I spot a chaser. I can tell he's a chaser by the generic white sedan he's in. After the chasing started, car dealerships were quick to advertise to their new customers, especially the Good Deal dealership, yes, the Good Deal dealership, which advertised their new line of space sedans. Look nondescript. Leave your life behind in anonymity, and don't be chased as you chase your alien dreams. Be extra extraterrestrial in your space sedan. The cars they sold were off-white and unfinished. Chasers shouldn't care about luxury or beauty. They should care about disappearing from their lives in the most efficient way possible. And very often, that's exactly what the Chasers did. Disappear. The chaser behind very small phone. The chaser behind me drives closer to my car, so close that I can't see his headlights anymore. I clutch the steering wheel, my eyes dart from the road to the rearview mirror, back to the road, to his face, which is difficult to make out from behind his tinted windows, another feature of the space sedan. The chaser waves his hands in the air. I wave my hands too. He honks, I honk, I roll my window down and throw a peace sign at him. In the rearview mirror, he flips me off. Without thought, I slam on my brakes. He slams on his brakes, and he's too close, and it's too late. After much commotion, we sit in our cars. His front end smashed into my back bumper. Front end, back bumper. Front end, back bumper. It really is hard to say, actually. I repeat those words as we get out of our cars. The chaser's eyes bulge as he inspects his space sedan. What the fuck were you doing? And I say, you're the one who hit me, road rager. I should call the cops for your gross assault on my bumper, asshole. You were practically asking for it driving so slow. I was asking to have my bumper smashed? Really? Don't you think you were asking to crash by riding my ass like that? I put my hands on my hips, feeling saucy. He throws his hands in the air again, his eyes never leaving the UFO. I look at the UFO too, having forgotten about the spot in the sky for just a moment. The chaser says, fuck this, fuck you, I have to keep driving. The chaser gets back in his car while I stand between our vehicles. I'm reminded of bumper cars. One time Charles and I played bumper cars. It remains one of the few things I am better at than him. He would never admit it, but I chased him all around the small bumper ring. We all had the same cars, but as if mine was faster, stronger, smarter than his ever could have been. I careened into his bumper as fast and hard and as often as I could. His head would jerk forward at the impact of my attack as I plowed into him. Intended to be sexual. When we finished, he had rubbed his neck and said, played a little rough, didn't you? I would nestle my nose into the sore spot and think about this little moment of power. I waved my arms at the chaser and walked toward his car. He rolled down his window. What? He slaps the steering wheel, emitting a small, involuntary honk. I said, you're chasing the UFO, aren't you? He says, yeah, I'm crazy, wacko chaser. What's it to you? I'm a chaser too. I decided that I'll leave my car at the scene of our crime. When I said the car was actually mine and not Charles's at all, what I really meant was that the car was actually his and not mine at all, at least not until I decided to take it and go on a one-way drive. Finders keepers. There's more than one way to disappear. After we settle in for the ride, I ask the chaser questions. What is your name? Bert. Okay, Bert, why are you chasing the UFO, I ask. Why are you? Bert says defensively. I shift, tightening my lips. I fidget with the knobs on the radio. Aren't you worried that you'll disappear, like all the other chasers have been disappearing? If I disappeared, then I would have completed my objective, he insists. And then she says, like you think the aliens would have beamed you up? Beam me up, Scotty. Bert rolls his eyes. I doubt they would use a beam. It's more likely that they are landing in specific locations and leading worthy humans into their vessels, because that makes a lot more sense. And then what? And then ideally, I leave with them and never come back, obviously. Bert squints in the corner of his eye, observing me. Undercover Flavor Outcast plays on the radio. I hum along to their musical debut song, Celestial Beauty. I wonder if I could be anyone's celestial beauty. I began thinking about alien sex. Could they get me pregnant? And if they did, would I have a human baby, an alien baby, or some cosmic combination of us both? You know, I used to work at Club Girl Palace. Have you ever been there, I ask? Club Girl Palace, is it a palace or a club? Bert grunts. It's a palace for men, but a club in reality. He says, that's pretty stupid. He turns to look at me for a moment. And you worked there? I roll my eyes. I was a bartender. I didn't do any of the dancing. I think of when I auditioned to be a dancer. I had worked at the bar for about 6 months. Most of the bartenders danced in addition to bartending, but I didn't. Club Girl Palace was new. They needed experienced bartenders, and I needed a job. In the beginning, I wasn't interested in dancing, but later I decided I'd give it a try. How hard could it be? Turns out, very hard. I was told to lose 20 pounds and grow 5 inches. I stuck to the bar. Bert coughs. Dancing isn't a marketable skill anyway. What good will dancing be to the aliens? I don't know. I smile a little bit. He says, "Oh, what the fuck is this?" Bert yells, leaning forward. Up ahead, traffic comes to a halt. Cars stopped for miles. Some people already out of their cars, talking to each other, sitting on the hoods of their cars, getting out lawn chairs. We get out of our car as well. Bert stares at the traffic. He mutters to himself, "How can I follow it now? What if the UFO disappears again? Where will I go?" "Are these people chasers too?" I ask. A woman sitting in a lawn chair next to a nearby car speaks. "Shit, no, I'm no crazy chaser. Radio says there was a wreck way ahead. A truck caught on fire." Bert turns to the woman. "Chasers, not crazy." The woman laughs, "Crazier than those priests preaching on the radio." Bert points to the sky. "Don't you see it? That silver spot in the sky, it is physical proof." Lady looks up. "That light?" "Yeah," Bert points at it. "Sweetheart, that's just an airplane. Have you ever seen one before?" Bert groans and gets back in his car, turning undercover flavor outcast way up. Was it a plane? I had never thought about it before. I always believed it was a UFO, an alien ship, an unknown, a path to something else. Maybe I need the plane to be a UFO. Maybe Bert needs it to be a UFO. Or maybe the world needs the UFO to be something tangible, something familiar. Maybe the world needs it to be a plane. Thank you.